This summer could be your mid-year glow up season. I don't know about you, but something about the sun being out and the days getting longer and the energy feeling lighter, it just feels like a little reset for me. And if you're feeling that same energy, then you're in the right place, because now is the perfect time to become that happier, hotter, healthier, more confident version of you, the girl who glows from the outside and the inside. In today's video, I'm sharing 10 simple but powerful shifts that you can start making today to transform into your 2.0 self. So by the time summer's in full swing, you're walking in and turning heads. So this is your step-by-step glow up plan. Hey friend, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Jillz and I help women step into their power, tap into their divine and feminine, and become their best self, live their best life. So if that's something you want to do, you should subscribe and stick around. But before we dive in, I just want to invite you to join my new weekly newsletter, the Dream Life Digest. It's where I share mindset tips and manifestation magic and soft life energy and a little bit more behind the scenes with my own journey. It's a bit more personal and it's totally free. So if you want to get in on that and join the inner circle, the link to sign up for that is down below. All right, so let's talk about how to glow up for summer. We're going to start with talking about the more outer glow up tips, and then we're going to go into the inner glow up tips. So let's get into it. Okay, so I know this first one might sound a little obvious, which is why I'm talking about it first, but this is seriously one of the biggest foundations for your glow up. You can't just keep eating fast food all the time and skipping your meals and then binging later and expect to feel like your healthiest, hottest self. That's just not gonna happen. What you put in your body has a direct correlation into not only how you feel, of course, but also how you look, your skin, your vibrancy, your eyes, even the health of your hair, your energy, your confidence, your mood. For me, my biggest glow up happened in my mid-20s, and I wasn't trying to glow up. I wasn't trying to look better, but I was trying to get healthier because at the time I was very unwell. So I decided to change my lifestyle and my diet drastically. And I wasn't trying to look better, but that was a huge side effect. And to be perfectly honest, changing my diet was probably the single biggest game changer for not only how I looked, but how I felt. You will always be your glowiest self when you are your healthiest self, physically and emotionally. That is the truth, and food plays a huge role in that. Always has, always will. Now, we all know what eating healthy looks like. I'm not here to tell you to eat your fruits and veggies and get some more protein in and yada yada, but what really matters is becoming self-aware and noticing how specific foods make you feel. If a certain food always makes you break out and feel puffy and tired and sluggish, it's probably not for you. If you feel energized and clear and good after your meals, then that's probably your body saying like, yes, I love this, I want more of this. Just start paying attention and it tells you everything. My body loves salmon. My body loves fruits and veggies, but not too much. My body loves healthy fats like avocado and olive oil and even butter, but it doesn't like nuts or nut butters. If I have a lot of cheese or like heavy creams or a lot of gluten or like processed sugar, I immediately notice it in the way my skin looks, the way I feel, and I get bloated. And it's not just that I don't look as good, it's that I also don't feel as good. And when I don't feel as good, that trickles over into every single area of my life. And these are all things that I just picked up by paying attention and listening. But a little hack though is that you can literally use ChatGPT as your food diary. Just tell it every single day what you ate, how you felt, if you had any reactions, like you got any acne or skin issues, if you felt tired, if you got bloated, and you don't even have to think about it. It will start showing you patterns and correlations. Eating well is not a punishment. It's an act of self-respect. It's an act of devotion and love to your present and future self. Also, you don't need to be snacking all day when you're not actually hungry. Snacking out of boredom is such an easy habit to get into, but it's not a great one. If you do need a snack, keep it simple. You can have a banana or an apple, or you can even add a little bit of like nut butter to that or something, or even avocado toast or carrots and hummus. There's a lot of better, healthier snack options there. Simple foods do the job. You don't need like packaged chips. If you want to glow up, you need to start seeing your body as sacred. And there's no way around this. This is a foundational piece. Now, next, let's be honest, glowy skin is probably the holy grail of every summer glow up. There's nothing that feels better on a hot summer day when you just have like a little bit of product on just to enhance your features, not caking yourself in foundation and contour and all this stuff. It's more of that I look good without trying look. And obviously eating healthy, drinking enough water, taking care of your body, that is obviously going to help you have a little bit more of that glowy look. No doubt about that. But in the summer, I like to keep my products hydrating, minimal, and intentional. And for that, I have been genuinely loving Typology, who is kindly sponsoring today's video. If you're not familiar, Typology is a French skincare brand that is vegan and cruelty-free and focused on minimalist formulas made with over 80% natural origin ingredients. You guys know I'm pretty picky about what I use, but since everything is made in France, they have to follow those strict EU cosmetic regulations formulations, which bans over 1,300 ingredients. So here's what I've been using to give me that natural, effortless, summery look, and I have been loving this. So first I start with the glow drops. You can mix them into your moisturizer or apply them alone as a base, and they give you that subtle lit from within look without feeling greasy. Then I spot treat with a little of their concealer just on areas where I have like redness or breakouts or acne scars. It's infused with caffeine and niacinamide, which reduces puffiness and dark circles, and it helps cover and calm skin at the same time. Next, I go in with their tinted serum, and this is hands down one of my favorite products. It is skincare, not makeup, so it feels super breathable but still evens out your skin tone with just enough coverage. It has vitamin C, squalane, and aloe vera to keep your skin hydrated and bright. Then I swipe on a bit of their tinted lip oil, which I also use on my cheeks as blush. It has squalane, jojoba oil, and vitamin E, so it's super nourishing and glossy without being sticky. My two favorite shades are powder pink and ruby red, and I'm using ruby red here. Then lastly, I add a light coat of their mascara and then finish it all off with the shimmering dry oil. I apply this to my cheekbones, my nose, my collarbones, even the tops of my arms. It gives that perfect sun-kissed glow without overdoing it. And then the finished result is natural. It looks effortless. It feels good. It feels light. I love this look for like an everyday kind of thing, and it literally only takes me like 3 minutes. If you want to check out Typology and get that perfect natural summer glow, you can click the link below in the description. And if you purchase from that link within 7 days of me posting this video, and if you spend over $40, then Typology will gift you their shimmering dry oil for free, which is like one of my favorite products of theirs. So take advantage of it. Now, glow up number 3, your clothes are a tool, a very powerful tool. Now, I always say to try to get dressed in the morning, even if you're just working from home or even if you're like a stay-at-home mom or something, because it really does just make you look and feel better. But this is what people don't realize. The clothes you wear and the outfit you put on is a very powerful, energetic tool. It literally starts to shift your identity. And this isn't just delusional thinking. This is actually scientifically proven. If you want to look and feel like the confident woman who's got her life together, then dress like it. Wake up and put on a cute outfit. The more you dress like that version of you, the more you start acting like it. If you want to be fit and start working out more, wake up and put on your workout clothes. If you don't have to like go to an office or something, wake up and immediately put on your workout clothes. First thing, it tells your brain, this is who I am. I'm that girl who goes to the gym. I'm that girl who goes to Pilates. If you want to feel more elegant and feminine, even at home, maybe it's time to retire the old stained college t-shirt. Wear a cute matching lounge outfit or a pretty robe. We naturally start to embody the energy of the clothes or the outfits we wear. And like I said, this is a psychological concept, and it's called enclosed cognition, where what you wear affects how you think and how you perform. There was one study that found that when people wore a lab coat that they thought belonged to a doctor, like, you know, those like white doctor's lab coats, they performed better on attention-related tasks. Another study showed that when people wore more formal, elevated clothing, so think like blazers and button downs and things like that, people actually thought more clearly and engaged in more strategic, big picture thinking. And also, this is interesting, when someone puts on a uniform, whether it's a uniform like a nurse's outfit or a police officer or a security officer or a uniform for a sports team, when people wear clothing tied to a specific identity, they start naturally acting in alignment with that role. It's like your brain takes cues from what you're wearing and says, oh yeah, right, this is who I am today. And that's why I think investing in a good wardrobe is not just some frivolous girly expense, it is a strategic investment. But I'm not here to tell you to spend all your money and go shopping. What I'm saying is that to glow up, start dressing like the woman you want to become before you are her, before you feel like her, and watch how quickly you start embodying that energy. Be intentional about the things you wear, because you are setting the tone for the identity you embody, and identity is everything. Now, if you want to glow up, it doesn't mean that you have to grind it out in the gym every single day and push yourself to exhaustion every single day, but movement is a non-negotiable. It's not about punishment. It's about getting into your body and bringing out your best self. And here's how I like to think of it. This is one of my favorite like strategic fitness tips. If you want to feel strong and powerful, lift weights. If you want to feel feminine and graceful, try barre or a Pilates class. If you want to feel grounded and calm, do yoga. If you want to feel free and expansive, go for a run or a long walk. If you want to feel playful and energized, go play a sport, like go play tennis. If you want to feel sexy and connected to your body, dance. Your workouts hold the key for not just getting snatched, but for how you want to feel. So instead of thinking, what workout should I do? Ask yourself, how do I want to feel? And then go move that way. And if nothing else, walk every day. Daily walks are elite. They tone your legs, they define your waist, they clear your mind, they get you outside, they regulate your nervous system, they don't spike your cortisol, they don't spike your metabolism. They're great no matter where you're at in your cycle. And they're very low effort. You can do it while you're literally catching up with your friend on the phone. Walking is the most low effort, high reward thing that you can do for your glow up. You don't need a perfect workout plan or to force yourself to wake up at 5 a.m. every single day to go to the gym, but you do need to get off your butt sometimes. It doesn't mean it has to feel crappy. It doesn't mean that you are suffering every single day. That is a limiting belief, but you do need to move. It brings out your best body and also your best self. Okay, so let's get a little sciencey now for a second. Let's talk about the lymphatic system. And if you don't know what the lymphatic system is, it's basically your body's natural drainage system. It helps flush out toxins and waste and all that like excess fluid, that kind of stuff. And so if it's not moving efficiently, that's when you can feel all like puffy and feel all like blah. But here's the thing, your lymphatic system does not move and pump on its own. Think about your heart, right? Your heart is constantly pumping and moving blood throughout your body without you doing anything, right? You can be sleeping and it's still working. But your lymph, it relies on you to keep it moving. It does not work on its own. And if it gets stagnant, that's when you start to look puffy or feel sluggish, and your skin will start to look dull and tired, and that is just not the vibe. But the good news though is that getting your lymphatic system moving, it's not very hard. It's very simple practices, but you do have to do it. So these are things that get your lymphatic system moving. Dry brushing before a shower, gua sha in the mornings, to like depuff your face and get that excess fluid moving, self-massage, stretching, any sort of working out, or even like rebounding or jumping on a mini trampoline. Drinking enough water is another thing, surprisingly. Doing breath work, or even just simply walking. Yes, walking is elite, right? So when your lymphatic system is moving efficiently, you're supporting the movement of all of that like waste and excess fluid out of your body, and you will look and feel more lifted overall. So if you're serious about glowing up from the inside out, this is a habit worth adding. Now, glowing up isn't just physical, it's mental too. And one of the most underrated glow up tips that people don't really talk about is cleaning up your digital world. Your digital space, what you look at every single day, is basically your vision board. Whether you realize it or not, what you consume is constantly influencing what you think is normal, what you believe is possible, and what you expect from your own life. Your content consumption is literally a subtle form of hypnosis and manifestation. Whatever you're consuming every single day, that's what your subconscious is gonna start moving toward. So if you're watching content every single day about how all men suck and people being really negative or flexing these luxury lifestyles that they can't afford, don't be surprised when you start picking up that same mindset. That becomes your normal, whether you realize it or not. This is where manifestation is more subtle than people think. It's not just about journaling or visualizing, it's about what you repeatedly expose yourself to. You are training your subconscious mind every time you scroll on your phone. So 2 things. First, cut the totally mindless scrolling. It's just a waste of time. It's just leaking your energy. And second, curate your digital world like it matters, because it does. Be a little bit ruthless, mute or unfollow anyone that doesn't align with the life that you want to live. If it feels off, even just a little bit, it's gotta go. I fully believe that you eventually become what you follow on social media, for better or for worse. So make sure that you're feeding your brain the right stuff. Now, next, if you've ever felt like discipline just never works for you long term, it just doesn't work out for you, you're not crazy, you're not lazy either. Let's talk about this and why this happens and how to fix it. In my opinion, the way discipline is traditionally taught in the modern world is not designed for women. Discipline is built around rigid, linear, masculine energy, same thing every day, no matter what kind of energy. But that's not how women work. We are literally not built that way. We are cyclical beings. We move through life like the moon, not the sun. Our energy, our focus, our emotions, even our body shifts and changes week to week. And when you try to force yourself into that rigid model of discipline, no matter what season you're in, you disconnect. You override your own needs and your own inner guidance. You end up calling it strength and determination and discipline, but what it really is it becomes self-abandonment. That's why traditional glow-up plans feel amazing for a few days, maybe like a week or 2, but then after that, they start feeling heavy and exhausting and impossible to sustain. Because deep down, you weren't designed to grind your way through with discipline. You are meant, as a woman, to move through life with devotion. And there is a huge different between the two. If you're operating from a place of discipline, your inner voice is going to be like, do it, push through, you have to push through no matter what. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter what your intuition is screaming at you. But if you're operating from a place of devotion, your inner voice will sound like, I care about my goals so deeply that I will show up for it, but in a way that honors where I am and who I'm becoming. Discipline feels heavy, like a struggle, but devotion feels light, it feels soft, it feels feminine, it feels supportive, it feels connected. Stop being disciplined to your goals and instead become devoted to them. They might look the same from the outside, but they are entirely different. They feel entirely different, and it'll change everything. So stop disciplining yourself into going to the gym and trying to get snatched for summer, and instead become devoted to your healthiest, strongest self. Don't discipline yourself into eating healthy. Become devoted to feeling energized and clear and truly good in your body. Don't discipline yourself into sticking to a routine. Become devoted to building a life that actually feels good to live. Make this little reframe and your reality will start shifting like that. And speaking of this, you can do every glow up habit in the book. You can go to the gym, you could eat clean, you could wake up early. But if your inner dialogue is trash, then you're still gonna feel like crap. Like if you're meal prepping on a Sunday while muttering like, ugh, I hate this. This sucks. This is so annoying. Well then congratulations, because you just made it 10 times more painful for no reason. Your glow up is never going to feel good if the whole time you're acting like it's a punishment. I have to do this, I have to do that. First of all, you never have to do anything. Everything is always your choice, but also here's the thing, your brain is always listening to you 24/7. And the way that you frame what you're doing literally changes the experience that you have around it. And this isn't just woo-woo, this is like basic psychology. So you can say like, ugh, I have to work out, and make it sound like torture. Or you can say, I get to move my body today, and suddenly it feels like a little flex. You can say, ugh, I have to wake up early and be mad about it all morning. Or you can say, I get to have a calm, quiet morning before the rest of the world wakes up. Is this going to magically make you love every single thing? No, but it does make some of the boring stuff a little bit less miserable. And that right there is honestly kind of half the battle. So next time you catch yourself whining in your head, I want you to stop and ask yourself, am I making this harder than it has to be? Your glow up is supposed to make your life better, not worse. And so if you come at this with this energy of like punishment, and I have to do this and I have to do that, and oh my gosh, that's just not gonna give you the result that you're hoping for. Now, number 9, something that stops people from their glow up is this mental block. You can't still walk around expecting things to suck if you want them to be better. Most people say they want to glow up. Most people say that they want their life to change. Well, Jesus scared the Jesus out of me. But if you actually look closer, they're still secretly expecting their old life to keep happening. They want to feel confident, but they expect to second guess themselves in every situation. They want to meet better people, but they expect to keep attracting toxic friendships and crappy dudes. They want to get healthier, but they expect to fall off the bandwagon like they always do. They want their skin to clear up, but they expect to get a new zit every morning. They want to change, but they expect it to be hard and miserable because that's what they're used to. Here's the truth, you cannot create a new reality if you are walking around still expecting the old one to keep replaying. If you're serious about changing, and however that looks like for you, your expectations need to change first. And I know that that's hard. I know that that feels delusional, but it's not delusion, it's alignment. If you don't actively shift your expectations, you will keep repeating the same patterns without even realizing it. So however you want to glow up, however you want your life to change, you need to start expecting it to happen. At the end of the day, you will not glow up if you are still betting on your own failure. And lastly, one of my favorite little manifestation-y glow up tools is scripting. I love scripting. Scripting is basically where you write out how you want your life to look, but as if it's already happening. So basically you're writing like a little journal entry almost of like your dream life, but in the present tense. And there are 2 ways I like to do this, both really simple, both very powerful. But first, before you start, make this feel special, right? Buy yourself a nice new journal that feels just like really beautiful. The one that I use for scripting is one that I got on my trip to Florence, and it's just so beautiful. It's so luxurious. I love it. And you know, find a pen that like feels really nice in your hand, that's smooth to write on. Really make this not like a task, but a ritual. Now, here are the 2 ways that I like to do scripting. You can do both, you can pick one or the other, totally up to you. The first is daily scripting. So every morning, take like 5 minutes after you wake up to write about and journal about your day as like how you want it to go, but in the present tense like it already happened. So you can write down like, I felt so calm today. I found the best parking spot everywhere I went. I signed a new client and I'm so grateful. I took myself on an hour-long walk in nature and it felt amazing. You're basically journaling out what you want to happen, not just the events, but also like how you want to feel. What do you want to feel grateful for? And the key is to write it all in the present tense or like it just happened that day. And when you do this, you put that energy into motion before your day even starts. And subconsciously, you train your brain to start looking for and creating those experiences. Now, the second type of scripting is dream life scripting. And this type of scripting is a bit more zoomed out. So like once a week or so, script out your dream life as if it's already real. You can think like 1 to 2 years in the future, or really whatever works for you. There are no rules for this, don't overthink it. But for example, you can write something like, I live by the ocean and I get to wake up and take a walk on the sand by myself every single morning, and I just love the way that it makes me feel. I'm just so grateful for this life that I live. I'm so grateful that I get to be by the ocean. I live with the absolute love of my life, and he wakes me up every single weekend with pancakes, my favorite. I have my own business that makes X amount of money a month, and I only have to work 4 days a week, and I love the freedom that I have, and I love that I get to do work that I care about. My life just feels so good. All right, so you can talk about whatever you like, but you can talk about like, what are your relationships like? How do you feel in this life? How do you spend your time? What does your morning routine look like? Whatever. And when you repeatedly write and visualize this dream life, and you make this like just like a part of your week, you start to tap into that energy and that frequency. And once you do, that is when you start to create it. You will naturally start shifting over time to match that reality. And I recommend that when you do this, when you do your little journal entries, that you put the date on the top, the date that you wrote it, not the future date, but the date that you wrote it, and then keep those journals, because you will look back over time and you will realize and be astounded by how much of it matches up with your future life. That said, scripting doesn't always take years to work. You can actually see shifts pretty fast. If you're new to this though, I would recommend that you would just like start off just with the daily morning scripting, just like writing out how you want your day to go, what you want to happen, how you want to feel, and anything that you would love to call in, even if it's small. It's a simple little practice, but surprisingly effective. So there you have it, 10 ways to help you start becoming unrecognizable this summer, glow up this summer, and beyond. And if you love these ideas, and if you want some help creating a vision board for this new season of your life, it doesn't have to be just Jan 1 to make a vision board. You can do it any time of the year. Then definitely check out this video, how to make a vision board that actually works. It really does work, and it's so aesthetic and cute too. So I'll see you over there, or I'll just see you next time in my next video. Bye.